What's going on, everybody? It's Hunter here, and we are back with BoogiePod, episode 33. Jake, how was your last week?
Pretty good.
That's good. That is good. We had some things happen this past week. We had big UFC card. It was awesome. Not a lot of big names on there originally, but it ended up being a really, really good card that we'll talk about later on. And we had College World Series is kicking off now. Super Regionals were on. We had some upsets from your team. We had some things happen, but it's college baseball. Upsets happen all the time, and we'll get into those. Let's talk about we had some news in the college world in general. MLB season is fully functional going through the middle of the year, about to be All-Star break. And NBA has their finals right now. So we got some things to talk about. It's not like we're completely blind right now. And I mean, let's get up. Let's get going here. College baseball. So the College World Series will be set by the end of tonight. There's actually going to be a game here at 9 o'clock, and that will be between Auburn and Oregon State. But you might be able to confirm. Last time I saw, let's see, hold on. So there's a game on earlier today, and who was that? That was Stanford versus somebody, correct? UConn.
Yeah, Stanford won. So
yeah, they were blowing them out. Okay, all right. So, and then the other one's Auburn versus Oregon State. That's happening later tonight, and I have them as a slash here. But we're going to make our round one of the College World Series predictions here. So the first game is Notre Dame versus Texas. That'll be a series. Who you got winning that series, and who you got going on?
I'm going to say that Notre Dame pulls off another upset. I think they're hot right now. They beat Tennessee at Tennessee. That's pretty wild. So yeah. I think they could carry that in to beat Texas.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I actually have Notre Dame as well. I think they'll beat Texas and move on. Like you said, they're hot right now. And Texas has not been all impressive like they were supposed to be originally. So I actually think that will lean in Notre Dame's favor. Moving on, the next game. And so if we both have Notre Dame winning, they'll actually play the winner out of this game with what we're about to say. And that's Texas A&M versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma's not really supposed to make it this far, and they have. Who you got in this one?
I'm going to say Oklahoma. They're also hot right now. They're not supposed to be there, but they are. They're there for a reason.
Yep.
Another upset.
They are really hot, but I'm actually going to get to you. I'm going to go Texas A&M for this one. So we'll disagree here. Neither of us did very good in our regular season pick'ems. So hopefully we can bounce back here with some College World Series pick'ems here. Moving on to the next game, which was Stanford as they advance today, and they'll play Arkansas. Interesting game here. Who you got in this one? This is a good one.
I'm going to go Stanford.
I got Stanford too, yeah.
It's going to be close.
It will be close.
It's going to be really close.
I think it has a lot to do with how good really is Stanford, and I think we'll get to see here because we know how good Arkansas is, but I feel like on paper Stanford's better, but are they really better? So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. And then next one, which is Ole Miss versus, again, the winner of tonight, Auburn/Oregon State. I actually have Auburn. Whoever wins the Auburn-Oregon State game tonight, I think will beat Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss.
Me too.
I think Ole Miss is maxed out. I think they've went as far as they can. They're really not supposed to make it this far. So I think this is where they max out. I think this is where it ends for Ole Miss.
Yep.
So those are our College World Series predictions. Now let's go back in. We'll stay in the college world here. We're going to combine kind of college basketball and college football for right now, as Cincinnati, Houston, UCF are set to join the Big 12 as early as 2023 now. This was originally supposed to happen in 2025, but they have moved it up. They got cleared to do that. What's your reaction to that? What do you think?
I'm kind of surprised they were able to get out of whatever TV deal they had to move.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wonder what that means for Texas and Oklahoma.
That was the next question.
They'll be able to move.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like they won't be able to. I feel like it's a much bigger TV deal, and it'd take a lot more work to get them to move early. But
well, if they don't move early, then the Big 12 is going to have a lot of teams in it, and I don't really know how they're going to be able to handle the scheduling and stuff for that. It'll be very weird. So I actually think with the pressure that the NCAA will be under, I think that will actually get them out of their TV deals and be able to move them on into the SEC. Rather, it might even be move them to the SEC and keep the same TV deals they have now. It might have to be something like that. But the Big 12 cannot have that many teams in it and be able to fit it all in a season. So I think that's great for especially Cincinnati and Houston. They've had really success, and this will help with recruiting. I think they can actually become big-name programs, especially Cincinnati. UCF, very good in the past. They're in Florida. They should be fine with recruiting too, and this will help out a lot. I'm excited to see how these teams – I like all three of those teams. I'm excited for them to get their opportunity. That's pretty cool. And for Texas and Oklahoma, like I said, I think this means that they will get out of their TV deal, and I think they will move as early as 2023 as well to the SEC, which is really nice. I'm glad NCAA is usually really slow, so I hope they move this process and make this fast. That'd be really nice. Going on to the UFC. Huge card this past weekend. Ended up being a lot bigger than anyone thought. And let's start off with the main event. Yuri Prochazka versus Glover Teixeira. Yuri Prochazka, great fight. It was a war. Glover Teixeira was 30 seconds away from retaining his belt. But Yuri jumps on a choke, chokes him out with 30 seconds left, gets the belt. Did you see the parade that he got to go home to on Twitter?
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Massive parade.
Awesome. What's your reaction to this fight? Give me thoughts.
Is best fight of the year for sure. I think
it's up there.
I think it's better than Hazmat and Gilbert Burns by quite a bit, actually. But I think it was probably the lowest IQ fight. Both of them made crucial mistakes, but Glover just made the more crucial mistake in the end. And plus, he's a little older. He got super gassed at the end. She couldn't finish it out, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yuri, I hope he's a good champion. He might not last long, though, because he looked pretty vulnerable. There's ways to beat him. He's not.
Yeah, Glover fought a really good fight, too, though.
Yeah, they both fought well. It's just.
Yeah, I actually, like you said, I think Yuri making the mistakes of staying down there with him early on when he wasn't gassed was a mistake for him and cost him a round or two when he could, I think, stayed up and pieced him up on the feet. But as it got later on, I think Glover's gas tank was just a little better, but Yuri dug deep right there in the last little seconds to get it. So good for Yuri. What is next for the champ? I think I'm gonna give I got not necessarily a hot take, but I have a take. I think Jan Blachowicz will not get the title fight because I think the title fight's already been promised to Ankalaev and Smith. But two, I think Jan is undeserving. I think Glover Teixeira is more deserving of a rematch than Jan is to get a shot. I think Jan has no business being in the title conversation. And you could say, Hunter, you're a Jan hater. Might be. But listen. I mean, it's just, I don't see how Jan can be in the title conversation when he really hasn't even won a fight since he lost the belt. And it'd be different when he was fighting Rakic, if he was looking like good. Like, it'd be different if he was looking like Jan. But he wasn't. He was getting taken down by Rakic. Rakic don't take people down. Rakic don't take people down. That's not good. You were getting pieced up. So, I mean, I don't know. So I think that's for Yuri. Should be the winner of Smith versus Ankalaev. I think that makes the most sense. Yuri's going to need some time off anyways. I think the only way you do the rematch with Glover is if, let's say, Ankalaev gets booed out of the stadium because he laid on Smith for 3 rounds. Then you can do Glover. Yeah. Or let's say Ankalaev and Smith's a war and they're going to have time off. Then you do Glover and Yuri. I think you wait. Yeah. I think you save the rematch for if you need it.
Yeah, I think Glover and Jan are both completely undeserving of a rematch. Jan, obviously, because he's not coming off a good win.
Yep.
I mean, he won, but, asterisk.
Yeah.
Glover's not a dominant champion, and it was no controversy in the fight. He just got beat. There's no need for a rematch. I know he wants it, but there's no excuse for a rematch. UFC fans, some of them want it because it was a good fight.
Yeah.
I guarantee the fight would not go that way again. It would be very different if they fought again.
I think
because they know each other now.
Yeah.
But I think Ankalaev and Smith is the only path because Yuri will want time off. He already loves to take time off. He doesn't fight a lot.
Yeah.
And you got that nasty cut, so he needs time to chill, and that would give enough time for Ankalaev and Smith to fight and then get ready to fight Yuri, whoever wins.
Yep. And then I think next for Glover, why not do Jan? They were asking to fight each other anyway. Go Jan. That would give winner of that would make sense to now have a rematch.
But where's Reyes fit into it though? Reyes is still he's in the middle of the pack now, but
he's still. I think those two guys are too high ranked for Reyes to be fighting. Reyes is like 6 or 7 right now. He don't need to be fighting that high on a 2-fight loss streak.
Yeah.
3-fight loss streak. He don't need to be fighting. He's on a 3-fight loss streak. He don't need to be fighting.
Yeah.
He needs to go down. Reyes is a little low. So I like Jan for Glover or Rakic for Glover. One of the two. Because I don't think Rakic should have to fight somebody lower than him.
Rakic will be out for half a year or minimum though. He tore an ACL. So
and Glover's going to want to get back in there because he don't have much time on his table. Yeah. All right, moving on. Shevchenko versus Santos in the co-main. This fight was absolutely awful. Santos dominated her for 3 rounds. If you disagree, you don't know MMA. And then Shevchenko came in on round 4 and 5 and pieced her up on the feet. There was a headbutt in round 3 that made Santos not be able to see for half of the fight. If you disagree with that, again, learn MMA. Shevchenko did piece her up round 4 and 5, but don't matter the way MMA works. Again, learn MMA. If you win a round, you get 10 points for that. If you lose a round, you get 9 or 8. Okay, there was no 10-8s. I had a 10-8 originally. That there was no 10-8s. I went back and watched it. No 10-8s. Santos 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. Then Shevchenko 10-9, 10-9. Add all those up. Use math. Santos wins. It's very simple to judge. It's not complicated. Not complicated.
Yeah.
And also, here's what needs to happen. We need rules. Okay. Either takedowns matter, or they don't. Figure it out. Because you can't have one fight where they don't matter, and then the next card they do matter. It can't work that way. When Khabib fought, takedowns mattered.
Oh yeah.
But when Jacob Malkoun fights, takedowns don't matter at all. You got to figure out something. Does control time matter or not? When Santos fights, control time don't matter. Don't matter. But when I don't get it. You got to figure it out. Either they matter or they don't matter. When Jan Blachowicz was taking down Izzy, they mattered. He didn't do anything with Izzy.
He literally laid on it.
Didn't do anything with Izzy. He just laid on it. Counted him.
Yeah.
Next card, they don't count. You got to figure something out. They count or they don't. I think they should count. I think control time. I think takedown defense and being able to get up is not on the person on top. I don't think that's their responsibility. Their responsibility is to get you down and keep you there. If you're on the bottom, your goal is to either not let them get you down or get up. That's, in my opinion, that's MMA. A lot of people don't like the laying on people stuff. I don't like it. I think it's boring. But I think that is MMA. If you can't get up, then you deserve to be laid there. I mean, it's your responsibility to get up if you're good enough. So I think it should count. That's why I have Santos win 3 rounds. But, whatever. If you give points to Shevchenko for the headbutt, go ahead. You can do that. That would be the only way she'd be able to win. That's the only damage she inflicted, really. That's my takes on the fight.
My take is that Shevchenko's stock and her everyone thinks she's good, before this fight. Everyone's like, Shevchenko's a beast. Her stock is at 0 now.
Yep.
That is the most, it's not the most sad. We just watched Rose and Carlos Esparza, but it's one of the most sad performances I've ever seen from a dominant champion. Because she's known as dominant, like a top female fighter of all time. One of them.
Yep.
And she got laid on, for 3 rounds, okay? Then, the damage any Shevchenko fans are talking about is from a nasty headbutt that broke Santos' orbital bone.
Yep.
That is potentially career-ending. Career-ending injury, potentially. That's bad.
Yep.
Her whole eye is gone, dude. You can't even see her open her eye at all.
Yep.
Then, Shevchenko has the next 2 rounds to capitalize. If she's that good and just finish her, dude. You finish everybody, apparently.
Yeah.
How do you not, dominate? I don't think she dominated her the last 2 rounds necessarily either.
No.
She still didn't look good to me.
No.
Shevchenko is bad right now. And she didn't look good against Lauren Murphy either. She looked just as bad, but Lauren Murphy's not good.
And then she didn't look good against the fight before that.
No.
I'm going to tell you something. If Miesha Tate wins on her card, Miesha Tate can beat Shevchenko on the ground.
She can. She
Very
can. I don't know if she would, but that Santos girl is a future champion.
Yeah, Miesha Tate's good on the ground. That's her thing. Miesha Tate can beat her on the ground. But here's what I think's next, by the way. For Shevchenko, I think Miesha Tate / Lauren Murphy, the winner of that, should fight Shevchenko next. And for Santos, she's going to be out for a while, but I think when she comes back, a fun scrap would be her and Jessica Andrade. I think that's awesome. I think that's a great fight.
Yeah, be a good fight. I agree with that. But I just can't believe there's a lot of people. And we even mentioned the 49-46 scorecard.
Awful. That is 4 rounds for Shevchenko. No
I don't think UFC's rigged. I don't think they're rigged at all. But that's suspect. That is so weird. I mean, how can you be that blind? I mean, that's bad. I mean, if someone said, I think Shevchenko won 3 rounds, I disagree, but that's not absurd. If you say she won 4, that is absurd.
And then there's a bunch of MMA fans out there that actually think Shevchenko won the fight. Straight up. My dad thinks she won the fight. Like, it's wild.
Shevchenko fans is what it is, dude. They come out whenever they haven't had to talk much because she's been winning, and no one's ever talked about her. But now Shevchenko's in the spotlight, and she lost.
It's awful.
And they're all coming out of the weedworks and just saying, "Oh, she easily won that fight. It's clear 3-2 Shevchenko." It's not.
Awful. Yeah, so moving on. Whaley knocked out Joanna Jędrzejczyk by spinning back fist. Great knockout. It's awesome. Slept her completely. I think you could tell Joanna, because even in round 1, Whaley was taking her down, mauling her. I think you could tell Joanna being out for so long hurt her a little bit. And Joanna retires, so we obviously won't be predicting her next fight as she is gone. Great for Whaley. Got back in the win column.
Yeah.
It's a good fight. She did it in front of her home people. And now looks like she'll be getting a title shot. And it's against Carla.
Yeah.
And matchup-wise, that matches up great for Whaley. Because Whaley now has unlocked a new ability where grappling, she's pretty good at it. So good for her because Carla Esparza, that's her thing. She grapples. So if she can't take Whaley down, which I don't think she'll be able to, good for Whaley. I think she'll be able to get a belt. And what do you think? What's your reaction on this fight and all that stuff?
Yeah, I was shocked she knocked out Joanna like that. I didn't see that. I saw a decision like the last fight. You know, they would just keep hitting each other over and over and over. No one would go down or anything. But, yeah, Joanna, you're on a 2-year layoff pretty much. It's a big fight to come back into. You can tell she was wanting to kind of speed her into a title and then retire, but it just didn't go her way, I think. Whaley, I do not think her striking looks good anymore.
No,
I know she won.
Very slow.
She lowered her head and just threw, and she's going to get knocked out that way
I
by
think,
like Rose, somebody that has good power.
I think wrestling makes her tired big time.
A little bit. She looked tired before that knockout, kind of. I agree. Yeah, and I think she will dog walk Esparza, and if they both fight how they should, Whaley will end that fight very fast and have a belt again. 2-time champ.
All right. Moving on. Fight nights this weekend. Last UFC thing here. We're going to give our prediction for Calvin Kattar versus Josh Emmett. Calvin Kattar's last fight was against Giga, where he was a heavy underdog, but he was able to weather the storm and then just beat him up, actually. Just beat the crap out of him bad. Yeah. Shut down that whole hype train. Made everyone think about Calvin Kattar again. And there's a bunch of zombie-type people at featherweight, man. It's wild. Yeah. And he's fighting up actually a lot older than him. I bet you didn't know this. I bet you thought Josh Emmett was a younger guy. He's 37. 37. And he must have got into MMA late. He's 37. Power guy. That's how he gets most of his wins. Knockouts. Not a huge ground dude. And be honest with you, from my perspective, I think I could see it going the exact same way for Calvin Kattar like it did his last fight. I don't think Josh Emmett will be able to knock him out, and I think Calvin Kattar's volume will win him the fight. Something Josh Emmett does need to do, though, he needs to pick his shots and don't get gassed out. It is 5 rounds, though. I think that leans Calvin Kattar. I got Calvin Kattar in decision. What do you got?
Yeah, I have Calvin Kattar in decision or late finish. I don't know how good Josh Emmett's shin is, but I agree. I think he'll weather the storm. Kattar will, and then just piece him up, most likely. Unless Josh Emmett comes out looking better than we think. Might be closer, but I have Kattar in decision, too.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to MLB. Give our early World Series predictions. Just, catch up on them a little bit. I got Yankees and Mets. That's what I want to happen. That's what I beg. I want Subway Series, World Series. So that's what I got right now. What do you got?
I'm going to have, this is a really out of left field one. Astros are going back again, I think. They are still good. And I think the Cardinals. No, between Cardinals and Padres for National League right now. I like the Padres pitching staff. I'm probably going to go Padres right now. Wow. I think the Padres have a chance to actually win this division this year. They're going to get Tatis back. Yep. And he is one of the best players in baseball. I think a Padres-Astros World Series is very possible this year.
Okay, that's not a bad prediction at all. All right, let's give our MVPs right now. So if the season ended right now, my MVP for the American League would be Mr. Aaron Judge. I haven't had him this year yet, so he's right now my MVP for the American League. Aaron Judge, he's batting .318 with 24 home runs and a 1.077 OPS. He's absolutely beating the crap out of the ball. He leads all majors in OPS and home runs, I think. So Aaron Judge beating the crap out of the ball right now.
Yeah, I have Aaron Judge as well, but Jordan Alvarez is slowly approaching.
He is very close. I
That.
told you
He's very
earlier
close.
this year that dude was stupid for putting him. I was wrong. I didn't know Yuri
Yeah,
Alvarez was
he's
that good.
very good.
Yeah, he's very
And
good.
then, yeah, it's still Judge for now, though, and Judge is definitely going to win the MVP this year, I think. I don't really see him taking a step back
Yeah.
by much.
The only way he'd be able to step back is like a Yankees cool-off or something. And it doesn't have no hindsight of that happening. So my MVP for the National League is also something I don't think I've had this year. Maybe really early on if I did. And that's Bryce Harper. Batting .316 with 15 home runs with a .998 OPS. He came out kind of nowhere right now, and he's beating the crap out of the ball. Who's yours?
Yeah, I was thinking Bryce Harper, but since it's kind of close, I'll just go the other one that's I think is close is Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah,
I could see him
really
swooping in and winning it too. He's right behind Harper in a lot of stats, and it's one of those two
it
for
is
now.
definitely one of those two. All right, my Cy Young for the American League is actually Alex Mahona. He has been on fire for the Blue Jays. He's 7-1. That's his record with a 1.81 ERA and a 0.96 WHIP. He is on fire, throwing gas. And Alex Mahona for the Blue Jays, definitely ace. He stepped into that role, and he's actually fielding a spot where they lost Robbie Ray. Even though Robbie Ray's been bad this year, he's really fielding that spot well for him and putting up a Cy Young Award type season so far.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say Shane McClanahan of the Rays.
Good pick.
Because he leads in strikeouts by quite a bit. He's top 5 in ERA. He is second in WHIP.
Yeah.
So, overall, I think he's the best pitcher right now. But, yeah, it could change.
Yeah, Shane McClanahan, he's also a good pick. He was my second guy. So, I could definitely see that. My Cy Young for the National League is actually a guy I've never heard of until today, which is very weird. They don't promote pitchers who do good early in the year very well. But Joe Musgrove, is that how you pronounce that?
Padres pitcher.
Yeah, he's 7-0, undefeated as a pitcher. He has a 1.50 ERA. That leads the majors in ERA. And a 0.93 WHIP. Any WHIP under 1 is really good. So he has been throwing the ball. I think he's the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go Musgrove as well. There's a close second with Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins, but because he has a really good ERA, but he kind of lacks in strikeouts and stuff. But so Musgrove will definitely get that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so going into NBA, their finals, their last 3 games are going to be over this week. Ends on Sunday if it goes to a Game 7. So by the time we bring up the next BoogiePod, it'll be over and we'll have a champion. So we're going to predict our games 5, 6, and 7. Earlier, we both said Warriors in 7. That was both of our predictions. And so who you got winning Game 5? That's later tonight, actually. Might have already started. I don't know.
I think it started at 8 or 9, yeah. Is it at Warriors tonight?
It is at Warriors, yes.
I'm going to go Warriors tonight.
I'm going to go Warriors. Yeah. I'm going to go Warriors, too. They won. They won, yes. They won their last game, too. So
yeah,
it has been going back and forth, but I think the Warriors will break that, like you said, and they'll get a win. Game 6 is actually at Celtics. Who you got there?
I have to take Boston to go with the prediction.
Yep, I'll go Boston. I'll go Boston, too. So that leads into Game 7. Are you sticking with your prediction early? Me, too.
I'm going to stick with the Warriors.
I'm going to stick with the Warriors,
But I think it'll be a close finish. It's anybody's finals to win, so
yeah,
it'll be close.
Yeah, I agree. If you guys have any questions, leave them in chat now as we're approaching the end. Then we'll read them and answer any questions you guys got, sports related. Nothing NFL really. So Jake, you got anything you want to add? Anything you want to bring up, talk about?
I don't know. MLB Braves 11-game win streak.
That has to be the highest? Is that the highest all season?
It's the highest. It's the highest this season. It's like I think they tied the Yankees maybe for the win streak. It's the highest right now, active win streak, because the Phillies got theirs broken. They're approaching the Mets.
Did their game get rained out today?
It's delayed.
Hopefully don't get rained out because you don't want them to take a break right now. They're on fire.
No, they don't need a break.
No. So that's really good. Are you guys in a wild card spot yet, or are you close?
Yeah, we were yesterday, I think, last time I checked. We might be tied with the Giants for it or something.
That's good.
Another thing I guess we can bring up is if we can do a prediction. Deshaun Watson is in some hot water right now. Yeah, he is getting screwed over. But he kind of deserves it, I guess. So,
yeah.
What is your prediction for his suspension? Because it's a hot topic, because there's a lot of inconsistencies in the NFL. Like, for example, Ezekiel Elliott got in trouble like 3 or 4 years ago, and then he got proven innocent. I'm pretty sure uncredible. It was like one thing. It wasn't anything like what Deshaun Watson did at all. It was not as near as severe.
Yeah.
But they suspended him 6 games for that.
Yeah.
it wasn't very severe. So I'm just curious what you think about Deshaun Watson's
I think
suspension.
a year. I think he'll be out the rest of this year. I don't think he'll play this year.
Yeah, I think it'll be shockingly low suspension. I think it's going to be around the 6 to 8 game range. It'll make everybody really mad.
Yeah,
that is against him.
It's crazy.
Which rightfully.
The Browns were confident spending that money to get him with the stuff.
What's going to happen is the Browns. This will end up being the worst contract of all time in any sport because it's $230 million guaranteed money.
Yep.
It's guaranteed. That is awful for someone going through legal issues. I cannot believe they did that.
Yeah, very bad.
So
very bad. But that is the Browns organization in that show anyway. So no questions from the fans. So you got anything else? Okay, I guess we can wrap it up. I appreciate you guys watching. This will be on the YouTube channel if you want to go back and rewatch it, or maybe you're already watching it on the YouTube channel. Go check out my other channel, Boogie Gaming, description, all that good stuff. Go check it out. I'll upload gaming videos there. And follow the Instagram, follow the TikTok, follow all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.